N7 Day has came and went, and with it, we didn't really get much. Honestly, this year's N7 Day was a disappointment, even knowing that it was going to be a quieter year. The last 4 years, we have gotten even small teasers around Mass Effect 5, but not this year. And I did not expect a lot from this year. I was fully expecting maybe a small piece of concept art, a new poster, something though. Considering the last 4 years, we have gotten something. I will say though that probably part of the reason why we're feeling this year is not only just because of Veilguard's release, but also because Jay, the previous community manager, was laid off earlier this year, and he was majorly behind a lot of the N7 Day stuff. So shout out to Jay, your presence not being here was felt. Anyways, this year was a bit of a disappointment. Maybe that's my fault, maybe other people won't agree with me, but I was expecting a tiny crumb. And I don't really think that we got anything unless this is actually supposed to be a tiny clue. I don't actually think that it is, but I still want to talk about it. They didn't give us any actual Mass Effect 5 teasers, so instead, here I am looking too much into things that probably don't mean much. But here we go. Let's talk about this new N7 jacket. And we know this is the N7 trench coat, the Spectre edition, which is what it was called when it was posted on the Volante website. So that is what this is. And this probably means nothing, but I will mention it. The actual description of the jacket did call this Commander Shepard's jacket. So they were probably just using that for the search terms, but interesting. And we did get this version of this N7 Spectre Jacket in Dragon Age Veilguard. And while the design is very cool, I actually really like the armor set. It does feel like it actually fits Veilguard as well. The actual information in the note and the armor itself are what are most important. So a chest appears after you've done a specific Lace Harding mission, and we know that Harding is voiced by Ali Hillis, the voice of Liara Tassoni in Mass Effect. So the note makes sense. But what's in the note is very interesting. It says, "I guess this chest got lost in the Fade, and someone shepherded it to our doorstep. Is it just me, or does the armor look somehow familiar? Like something an old friend would wear. Harding." Alongside this note, the actual items have their own descriptions. The piece without the jacket is called the Paragon of Leadership. A modern, practical fit makes this the perfect armor for operatives trusted with command, beyond the stars. And with the jacket, it is called Spectre of Battles Past, formal enough to face a war council while still functional on the battlefield, beyond the stars. And then for the helmet, it is called the Command Helmet. The mark of leadership, an accentuated stripe the color of blood, serves as a reminder of the lost, beyond the stars. Now, I don't think it's even arguable that this is obviously about Shepard. It says it was shepherded to our doorstep, and it looks like something an old friend would wear. Now, the wording on this is very interesting though. And yes, I am looking too much into this. I already know, okay, I'm fully aware. But this is like very clearly about Shepard. And it talks about Shepard in the past. The note is from Harding, which is obviously meant to reflect her role as Liara in Mass Effect. And again, it talks about Shepard in the past, referring to them as an old friend. I have said several times that I think the next game is going to have a new protagonist. But also, I've always viewed the Mass Effect 5 first teaser from back in 2020 as Liara being more reflective. When she looks down at the N7 helmet, she looks like she is thinking about something, remembering something, not looking for something, or that she just found something that she would need to find Shepard, which I know is a very common theory about that trailer. To me, it has always looked like she is paying respects to what she remembers. And that's what this note kind of reflects to me. But the rest of everything else kind of contradicts that. Because the jacket is very clearly supposed to remind you of Shepard, of the N7 that we know. But this is the jacket from the newest tease from last year's N7 Day. This is the jacket of the person who has not been revealed. So as of right now, we don't know who this jacket actually belongs to. But all of these clues from the Veilguard stuff, and again, yes, I'm looking way too much into it, all of it is pointing towards it used to being Shepard's, which is such an odd thing for them to infer if this isn't Shepard. I have said several times, the problem with Mass Effect 5 is that they need to shit or get off the pot. Either confirm that Shepard is coming back, or stop using Shepard nostalgia to market the game. It's probably a very fine line that BioWare is going to have to tiptoe around that topic, because realistically, we are years out from this game. It's not coming anytime soon, we all know that. But I think one problem with Mass Effect Andromeda is they used a lot of N7 marketing when the N7 in that game dies pretty much immediately, and you are not the N7. So if they do that again for Mass Effect 5, I think they are not setting up proper expectations. So when I see stuff like this little teaser that looks like it's supposed to imply that this jacket is Shepard's, but maybe the person in that trailer is not. We really don't know who that new N7 is. Maybe it is Shepard, maybe it isn't. But I have to say that if they're going to continue to do hints like this, that has to be Shepard. If they're going to say that that jacket used to belong to Shepard, but then not have it actually be Shepard, I just think they're gonna piss a lot of people off. So this is a dangerous game that they're playing. And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter be like, oh, this jacket obviously means that this belongs to Shepard, so that means that that's Shepard in the trailer. And yeah, I definitely get why people think that. I am still on the fence that I do think that that is not Shepard though. So I just find all of this interesting. These are really interesting hints. And I assume that anything that was written for these Veilguard notes surrounding the armor was approved or at least talked about with the Mass Effect team. So I feel like this was intentional. I don't know what to think about it. Because while the jacket itself seems to imply that it did belong to Shepard at some point, the descriptions of the items seem to point towards the past and of death. The helmet says that the stripe of blood serves as a reminder of the lost. The armor set with the jacket is titled Spectre of Battles Past. So it says Battles Past, and the Spectre spelling is the version that is a ghost. So yes, Spectre is obviously making a callback to the N7 Spectre, but also a ghost. Even the note saying that these were lost in the Fade is interesting. Obviously, that's how they could connect it to both games. But the Fade is also where spirits go after someone has died. I don't know, all of this is really weird and interesting, and I don't know what to make of it, and I'm probably making way too much of it. But I just saw some people on Twitter and some theorizing, and yesterday from Atharia and I's conversation about this jacket, I just kind of wanted to voice my thoughts. And ultimately, I think they're playing a dangerous game. Bringing back Shepard or not bringing back Shepard is going to be controversial no matter what happens. So I hope that they set proper expectations and don't make people think that Shepard is returning if they're not. And also, if we do get a new protagonist, and this jacket used to belong to Shepard maybe, I hope they won't make the new protagonist live in Shepard's shadow, which is massive. Shepard's shoes to fill are huge. So I just think, again, this is a hard thing for BioWare to tiptoe around, and good luck to them. Because either way, like I said, they're gonna piss some people off. I am also fully aware of how unhinged this is, but honestly, they didn't give us any actual Mass Effect 5 teasers, so this is what you get instead. I don't really think any of this means anything substantial, but it is very interesting. And we know that BioWare and Mass Effect and Dragon Age and Gamble have always been very meticulous about their teases. They've always been very intentional. So, does any of this mean anything? Maybe not. Does any of this mean something? Maybe. Either way, I think it's going to be a while until we find out anything more. Someone posted on Twitter that they were disappointed in N7 Day. And in a conversation under that tweet, Gamble did reply with eyes. So he's watching. He obviously knows that people are disappointed, and maybe he's pointing for 2025 to be the larger N7 Day. Who knows, but at this point, that's it. There's really nothing new to theorize on, unfortunately. Anyways, let me know all your thoughts. Do I need to go touch grass? Did anything that I say make sense? Do you agree? Let me know all your thoughts about this jacket and if you think it means absolutely anything at all. Thank you to my channel members. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Thank you for watching and see you next time.